helping you lead a healthier life. This is CURES.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to CURES, where we explore the cutting edge of wellness for our mind, body, and spirit. I'm Kara Sundlin. You have to notice all those TikTok trends about all the skincare products. Can they really help us turn back the clock? And can they do it without hurting us? What really works? Is there anything in nature that we could be using instead of all those products that are in our feeds? In today's CURES, we are busting some myths with Naturopathic Dr. Artemis Morris. She's joining us now to show us some natural skincare solutions backed by science, also some facial rejuvenation techniques that don't require any needles. So thank you for being with us, Doctor.
Thank you, Kara. Always a pleasure.
So let's talk about this. Besides just age, you say it's really facial tension that can cause a lot of our wrinkles?
Yes, there's a map of our body, of our timeline in our face. And this has been something called facial mapping that's been known in East Asian medicine and Eastern medicine, traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years. And this gua sha technique that's very popular now goes back thousands of years ago. So the tension in our face is something we can learn to relax to help even relax our mind and body.
Yeah, so the gua sha technique, we see it all over TikTok with the jade rollers. So that is legitimate?
It's legit, yes, and you can use, like, I've got mine here. You can use jade is traditional. It's actually better probably for like aging skin. There's certain techniques to really help get the lymphatic drainage going. And you could use rose quartz. You could use any type of gemstone, really. But the jade is very popular, and there's certain ways you do it
Yeah.
to really help get the lymphatics going, but it has to get red. Otherwise, you're not really doing much. That's what science says.
So I want to take it step by step, because those of us who are listening, those of you who are listening on the podcast, I invite you to go back and look at this on the WFSB YouTube channel or watch CURES, the television show on the wax. But show us how we're supposed to use this, because I have seen those at the store, but I've never gotten one because I was like, well, what do I really do with this?
Yeah, and it's a bummer I couldn't be there in person because I got you one, Kara. So next time I see you,
Your
I'm
son
bringing it
got
to you.
sick, so we're gonna. But you're sitting in a great place for to show us. So if we get one of those rollers, which we can find everywhere now, how do we use them?
So you want to start with getting a clean product. And as we've spoken about, there are many toxins in our food, in our environment, and also our personal skincare products. So you want to use something that does not have toxins, parabens, phthalates, heavy metals in it. And there are different resources for that. But one is just very simply the same extra virgin olive oil we've talked about that helps with anti-aging and helps with cardiovascular disease. You can use that on your skin. So I like to do a combination. So I'll make like an olive oil, and I might put like a really good quality essential oil in. That's one product you can use. I also have my favorite skincare products that are pretty inexpensive, like with hyaluronic acid and rose serum, that you can find by going to my website under nutritional supplements, full script, and see my favorites. But I'm
And
just
that's
going to
the
use some olive oil.
ArtemisWellnessCenter.com. But all right, so you're putting olive oil on your fingers, and then do you rub it on your
Yeah.
face or the roller?
So you start by clean hands, right?
Yeah.
Rubbing it on your face. So you want to get it on your face first. And
Okay.
and do it lovingly. This is one thing I don't know if they talk about on TikTok, but your intention is so important. Like you
Okay.
want to lovingly, not just slap things on your face, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
want to
yeah.
lovingly.
Okay. So now you're
And
going to
then
use the
get the
roller, and it's more than just, oh, I'm putting this in my skin. There's a reason you're using the roller.
Yes, and there are many different types, so don't be discouraged if you have a different one, if you have something like this, if you even have something like this, we can talk about what we do with this one. This is actually good for body as well as face.
Yeah, that's one of the little angles. But show us, okay, so why is it important that we rub to the point of getting red with the roller?
Yeah, so it's not gua sha unless it gets red. It's literally called, in Chinese, it's skin scraping. So right here in between the 11s, right? This is where a lot of muscle tension builds, especially if there's anger and frustration. So this is like facial mapping wise, the liver area.
Oh,
This is where a lot of of wrinkles happen. And with facial rejuvenation acupuncture, instead of just using the roller, we use small needles, small disposable needles to help promote collagen. But that's another subject. For gua sha, it's using the pressure to create redness, and it's that redness that stimulates our immune system, our body's immune system, the immune system of our skin. It also helps with lymphatic drainage. It's like a massage for your face, so it relaxes the muscles. And if you do it in a way that is in alignment with helping stimulate, there's hundreds of acupuncture points in your face and scalp. And so you can also stimulate particular points by doing it. And it has been shown in studies to really help with relieving tension, with helping with relieving fine wrinkles, with helping the toning of the face. So you can start like, even between the eyes here
You're
and
rolling right
whatever,
over
wherever
where
you need
any
it.
11s would be. I don't think you have any 11s, but that's where they would be. Okay. And can you
God
notice
bless you.
it? Like, I mean, people want stuff that works. So have you noticed, because you do this and you've studied, Eastern medicine for so long, do you notice a change? And how long does it take to notice a change after you start using gua sha?
It does work, and it's about the technique, as well. But I've used it in conjunction with the facial rejuvenation acupuncture. And, it really is a matter also of using these techniques. So, like if we wanted to do the chin and get those cheekbones higher or relieve the jawline, this is also good for TMJ.
Okay. So
So
are you
anyone with
pressing
TMJ,
pretty hard, or how hard would you say it should be pressing when we do that?
you should feel it, but everyone's skin and pain, everyone's different.
Yeah.
So this is the beautiful thing is it's a self-care technique that you can feel, put the intention in, this is my self-care time, this is my skincare time, and just kind of get it to the point where it's red. But you don't want to break the skin necessarily. So it's going to be a little red, depending on how much tension you have. And if there's any scar tissue, some people might have scars. Also, it's going to get more red more quickly. That's why using a really good olive oil or like some kind of natural oil will help, or even some arnica, afterwards, if
What's
it does get a
arnica?
little red.
What is
Yeah.
arnica? What's
Yeah,
arnica?
arnica is a really great homeopathic for any kind of bruising or, redness.
Like you put it on your skin or you ingest it?
You could do either way. So if it does get really red and you've like, oh my gosh, I did it too much, which, you could definitely drink a lot of water because we are moving the lymphatics.
Okay.
And you can use some arnica, either the pellets internally. You could even do it topically, just keep away from your mucous membranes. But
Okay.
it definitely needs to get red, otherwise it's not gua sha.
Okay.
And
So
that's where the science is.
so we saw what you do if you're worried about maybe these lines. What about the crow's feet? That's always my area, and that's a little more delicate. What do we do for the crow's feet?
Yes, so it's the same premise, and it's really about going across those lines. So when I'm doing so you go across those lines, and the temple region is definitely where we hold a lot of tension. This is where a lot of muscle tension, headaches can happen. So we're basically, instead of just using our fingers and our hands, we're using the roller. And for some people, they might want to even put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold. That might feel good. Also on the skin. So just rolling along the side. And we're actually also stimulating the acupressure points that contribute to muscle tension in the face. And this area is related to the liver gallbladder channel in Chinese medicine, not the anatomical liver gallbladder.
Okay. So, and we talk about, if people are, why are we talking about the liver so much? I know in Detox, we've talked about the need, especially women who are above 35 or 40, our liver starts to get a little sluggish. So this is a way, just like eating clean or maybe taking some detox teas and supplements. By doing this, it's actually helping your liver detox?
So in terms of liver, there are different areas of our face that correlate to organ systems in the
Okay.
same way. And when I say organ systems in traditional Chinese medicine and Eastern medicine, liver doesn't necessarily mean the anatomical liver,
Okay.
but it does have to do with getting rid of things. It has to do with tension. It has to do with anger, frustration. So there is a whole
Mm.
constellation. But, going back to our anatomical liver and the liver function, the technique of gua sha, the technique of facial rejuvenation is actually really helpful for detoxification. And our skin is one of the largest organs of detox as well. We're having to get rid of toxins through our skin, and we're exposed, as we talked about, we're exposed to so much more than we ever have been. So you really want to make sure your facial products are non-toxic, and the lymphatics, when we drain lymphatics, that's actually helping to detox as well. I hope I explained that well.
Yeah,
It's
no,
kind of a little confusing.
right. So it's not as quid pro quo of rub here, liver gets better, but it's the whole system. And you brought up the toxins. So I'm sure there are a lot of toxins. I try to be relatively clean. I think a lot about what I eat. Maybe I'm not applying those same standards as much to my products, especially working in TV. I'm always looking for things that really work, that need to hold up, that need to be good. But when I interview dermatologists, they talk about a few different ingredients that are really clinically proven to help with skincare, wrinkles: hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, retinol. So are there natural alternatives to those? And hyaluronic acid you were just using, I guess.
Right. So yes, to all three. From a integrative dermatological standpoint, definitely those products are the ones that are helpful. Extra virgin olive oil also needs to be on the top of the list because research has shown it helps. Not, it's antioxidant. It can prevent, there's in vitro studies showing it may help with preventing skin cancer even.
Oh.
It has some sunscreen effects. So I would absolutely add the extra virgin olive oil to
Mm.
that list as well.
Will it break
And
you
then
out?
what's that?
Will it break you out? Like sometimes I worried if I put olive oil all over my face, I'd end up with zits.
So if you are getting pimples, that's definitely it's a sign. Like our body tells us so much, right? And if you're getting a pimple here versus there, it can mean different things. It could mean that, yes, there's something bothering it, but oils are so important. The right oils for our skin are important, and different skin types. So the amazing thing about doing an integrative more holistic skincare treatment and using clean products is number one, we're not adding toxins that we have to detoxify later. But we're also honoring the fact that those wrinkles showed up or that puffiness under our eyes showed up because of some kind of imbalance of our system. Maybe we need more water. Maybe we need to, sleep better. So this is like the holistic approach addresses not only the physical facial issues, but the internal reason why they appeared in the first place.
Okay. So, if you on TikTok or traditional dermatologists, they're really talking about using retinols at night and people will get retin A, or, they were using retinols that's really proven to help skin cell turnover. What's nature's alternative to a retinol?
Retinol is vitamin A, and vitamin A comes in different forms. So vitamin A as real vitamin A, retinol, or is one type of form of that vitamin. There's also the carotenoids like beta carotene, which is non-toxic. So vitamin A is a fat-soluble vitamin that can be toxic in high amounts, toxic to the liver. So again, it's all about like what is the right amount for the right person. And I do, our practice at Artemis Wellness Center, we treat acne, we treat skin conditions, and I will always test the liver function, test vitamin A, and even test zinc. So acne a lot of times is food sensitivities.
Mm.
It could be nutrient deficiencies like vitamin A or carotenoids or zinc, or it could be part of like something that needs to be addressed from a detox standpoint as well, or hormonal standpoint. So we want to treat the cause,
Yeah.
but a natural form of vitamin A, definitely eat your vegetables that are the rainbow colored veggies. And I do use some of the products that contain natural forms of vitamin A and carotenoids.
Okay, so what about supplements? Should we, if we want to prevent wrinkles, should we all be taking a vitamin A, or is it better just to get it in our multi?
With any vitamin, and this is something I'm so glad you asked that question, Kara, because I see a lot of misinformation, a lot of dangerous information on the internet right now as interest in integrative medicine is exploding. And you always want to be careful with any nutrient you're using in high dose on its own, and in particular, vitamin A, because all the vitamins work together. Too much vitamin A will increase your need for the other fat soluble vitamins and how they interact with vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin E. Same thing for the B vitamins. So I always recommend the foundational four, which we've talked about, and someone can go back and see the
Yeah.
episodes we did on that. A good quality multivitamin, a probiotic if needed, and there's good quality ones that I have in my, that I recommend on the website. An essential fatty acid, because our skin, the fats we eat and the fats we consume affect our body, our heart, our risk of chronic disease, our hormones, and our skin needs to have the fat, the good fats, to decrease inflammation. So a good quality essential fatty acid and the
Which is
vitamin
like a
D
fish
to the
oil,
right
yeah.
amount.
Okay, so yeah, vitamin D also, which is like a fish oil. I know you recommend some high quality fish oils. You want to be careful. And then vitamin D, what's the average dose that someone should be taking a day?
In general, I know the Institute of Medicine has their own recommendations, but in general, for most patients, teens to adults, at least 2,000 I use a day, and some patients the 5,000.
Okay.
Vitamin D with K2, but it depends on the season as well because we get vitamin D from the sunlight. So that's it too. But for skin, you asked about other skincare products
Yeah.
and supplements. Vitamin C, absolutely. Foods high in vitamin C nutrients, bone broths are great. So Azaluna Farms has it's a great local company with bone broth. So those are also very helpful for collagen and for the antioxidant properties.
Yeah, bone broth is also having a moment on TikTok and all over the internet as a way to lose weight, to be good to our bodies. So, from a naturopathic doctor, you agree with that? A good bone broth can really help our skin and our health in general?
Bone broths are a part of all of our traditional food medicine. If we look back at great grandmother, what were they eating to, really get nutrition? It was the broth that was very important. And it was, if we were lucky enough as a culture or as a community to have some grass-fed animal product, which I know a lot of people are not in agreement with, and that's fine. Everyone wants to do what's right for them. It is the broth that allows for that collagen to break down and for us to take it in. There's a lot of health benefits for that, even in programs like Thrive at cancer centers. But if you want a really good one, go to Azaluna Farms. They've got a really great one.
Spell that. How do you say that? Azaluna?
Yeah, Azaluna.
That's in Connecticut.
It is, and we're going to be doing a program with them on our community, our Artemis Wellness Center community, where we have, our small community that we do for patients on different topics. But they're a great local farm.
Okay. So just to recap here, if you're like, okay, I want to do something, but I really don't want to spend a ton of money on all of these products. It can be quite expensive. You've got creams like La Mer with $350 a jar. So you've got, if you want to really do something that science is going to back, that it's worth it, and you're going to see a difference and not hurt yourself, this is what you want us to do. Extra virgin olive oil, you can put it right on the skin. Use your little gua sha tool. Hyaluronic acid, hold up the bottle that you liked. I know people can go to your website, but what's your favorite brand there? It's pink, or it's a pink bottle anyway.
Yeah, I like this one. There's a lot of different hyaluronic acids. And I use this during the facial rejuvenation, but this is Heritage Store. You can get it through my Full Scripts account. It's where I have a lot of my favorites, and it has rose water in it, which is really nice.
Okay.
It's very calming
So
as well.
hyaluronic acid is a natural thing. You said it comes from a rooster?
So if someone is a vegan, that might not be the product for them because one of the common places where it's extracted is from rooster comb. So hyaluronic acid is Generally, an animal-based product, similar to collagen. So this is where having alternatives for people who don't want to use animal products like extra virgin olive oil, like vitamin C are wonderful alternatives.
Okay, so if you don't have a problem with that, though, drinking the bone broth or having the hyaluronic acid, you might see that in a lot of mainstream products, even the very high-end ones at department stores or wherever. But you're saying it can come in just a more pure form, and that what we know is it kind of helps your skin hold on to its water. You look more hydrated and glowy. You get that glowy look that everyone wants when you use hyaluronic acid.
Yes, it's really great for like after you've done your skincare routine to do it afterwards too, because and I use it also for women's health, for vaginal health, there are different products. So it's slippery. It's like a lubricant, but
Okay.
it's not drying.
Huh.
So this is the benefit of hyaluronic acid, especially for aging skin. It's a good one. Now, for young women, young men, young people who are really into doing a skincare routine for stress or just to like, get started on something, an extra virgin olive oil with some essential oils in it, it's great. There's some great like Weleda I like. It's a biodynamic company. There's some other ones, but hyaluronic acid, I'm thinking like if you use it later on, like
Yeah.
if you need it, if you're
I know
working with wrinkles or just
my daughter's younger. She's a teenager and she insists on using it, which again, it's probably TikTok, but she says she needs it because the acne stuff dries her out. And so the hyaluronic acid will moisturize. I don't know if you would agree with that, but maybe.
everyone's different, and this is what part of the, integrative medicine approach to skin health is really looking at what everyone needs as an individual. And so, how the acne looks, where it's located, get the right, simple things. Get enough sleep, drink enough water. Water is essential for skin health, hydration, the leafy greens, get like the natural forms of vitamin A, E, vitamin C is important. And then if you want an alternative to some of the more toxic, potentially, Botox is the most highly toxic substance we have out there. So if someone's looking for an alternative to something like that, the
Yeah.
facial rejuvenation acupuncture is wonderful. I've been doing that for, over 20 years now, and it has been shown to have proven benefits on skin tightness, on fine wrinkles, and it's
Yeah,
very
so your
natural looking
facial
too.
rejuvenation acupuncture is something that we would have to see you for, not something we just do on our own, but it's actual acupuncture for wrinkles. And I want to let everyone know that if you do want to go check that out, you can meet Dr. Artemis Morris yourself, and you can head down to her wellness center in Milford. But you have actually a discounted package, so you can get 12 sessions for a special price for 2024. And when you do something like that, what are the results? Are they as dramatic as if you had Botox and filler?
They they vary, and again, this is everyone's different, but it definitely works. Now, Botox is like a very toxic substance that's being injected into a muscle to paralyze your muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And I have had a patient who had a systemic reaction to it. So there it comes at a risk, a pretty great risk. So cost benefit ratio. The difference is with facial rejuvenation acupuncture, we start with assessing the pattern. So we do you get a whole body treatment with acupuncture to address, let's say you have kidney deficiency, you've got puffiness under your eyes, you've got the jowls, you've got the 11s. We're going to do a constitutional treatment first. We do ear points, and then we do this beautiful rolling technique. And then there's a specific technique I learned from Virginia Duran, and she's wonderful. She's like the facial rejuvenist to the stars. And I helped her teach a class in the past. She's wonderful. And then we'll go into it's almost like micro needling, where we
Okay.
use very tiny, tiny needles, actually smaller than this one even, um, to literally insert them right into where the wrinkles are. And that draws your body's own collagen to the area. So it's using your body's own collagen, and the results, there are, great results from it as well. But everyone's going to be different.
How lasting are the results of something like that? We know that most times when people are using Botox, I have yet to try it myself, though I never said I wouldn't do it. I know I'm getting to that age where a lot of friends have tried it, and it's instant, and it lasts for about 6 months, I guess, maybe 4 months, I guess, depending on your metabolism. But if you do something more of the natural, the facial rejuvenation, and you watch those wrinkles kind of disappear, do you have to keep doing it?
Yes, it depends. So it does have lasting results. So the thing about any kind of like wrinkles or jowls is, there's gravity too, right? So this is part of the reason why. The other reason is that there are patterns we've developed over our lifetime. Like we might not even be aware that we're holding tension in our forehead, or we're doing something to contribute to the curves, or we have this really beautiful, like a little bit of lines for the smile. So it's a very natural way to bring back the resiliency, and it does have lasting effects. But one of the things that I also hope and I've seen is that it makes you aware of the patterns of stress. So sometimes we're stressed out and we're doing something like this. Our shoulders are going up, or like our fat face is tensing, maybe even our fists. We're not aware of it. So with facial rejuvenation, you can feel what it feels like to have that
Yeah.
feel relaxed. And it might feel strange at first, but it also makes you aware of the actual behavioral pattern
Yeah.
that's contributing to it.
A lot of other folks are using, Kim Kardashian included, red light. And obviously you're not putting something in, you're just using the red light. As a naturopathic doctor, how do you feel about that? Some people are saying it can make a big difference.
Yeah, it's great. It's another wonderful natural treatment. Color therapy has been around for thousands of years. And my good friend Christina at Makeup in Milford, she uses the red light therapy. So I think it's a really wonderful complement to a holistic anti-aging package, or an anti-aging techniques that we can use. But start also, like I'm always like, sleep, good food, and then like the facial rejuvenation with or without the red light or the good products is really a wonderful way to pamper ourselves as
Okay.
well.
Well, Dr. Morris, I am definitely going to have to come see you in person, but I'm going to go get one of those rollers that my daughter has. It's probably, I'll steal it out of her drawer, but why does she need it? She's 16. But get a little roller, get some olive oil, have some fun. So thank you for showing us some natural alternatives. Certainly, I'd love to know that they actually work, and they're certainly going to save us a lot of money and avoid some of those toxins that I think we want to avoid as well. I want to shout out your website. It's artemiswellnesscenter.com. You all do consultations. You can make appointments on your website. People can go see you in Milford. So thanks for being with us, Dr. Artemis Morris.
Thank you, Kara. You're beautiful. You don't need a thing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's another thing. Self-acceptance, everybody. Okay. So thanks for being here for another edition of Kara's Cures. You can follow me on social media at Kara Sundlin. Have a great day and be well.